It's all connected, right? It's all connected. Okay, cool. All right, we're back. Yay! Awesome. All right, cool. Okay, so let's get started, guys. So I don't want to waste time here. So for those of you who are new, this is your opportunity to ask me your questions. So you can ask me anything about anything, but just be specific with your questions, because if your questions are too general or vague, I'm just going to skip you because I don't have time to figure out what you want to know. I just want to get to focusing in on the answer and then giving you whatever I can give you. So be specific with your questions. For those of you who haven't been selected or haven't been chosen, it's not like I'm intentionally ignoring y'all. Just FYI, make sure your questions are specific. Make sure that you're being, you've got a good question coming through as far as like if you're asking to connect with someone. If you're just asking for anyone in spirit, it's going to take too much time to figure out who is coming through unless I'm going to talk to you. So I need you to specify like who exactly do you want to connect with on the other side. That way I don't have to pass you up. If you're going to come on video with me, get onto Instagram because that's where I do the video connection, and then I can connect, and then you'll be able to validate whether the person's coming through or not. So if you want to connect with a loved one, who do you want to connect with? And then I'll make I'll focus in on that connection with that person, bring through anything that they have to share with you. Because it's a harder to validate or to confirm with you what's coming through as if it's coming through as clearly as I hope it would be. I'm only able to like give you so much through just like comments related reading for mediumship, for spirit communication. But if you want to come on camera, I can bring them through and probably pass on more information to you or give you more information from them. So just FYI, so y'all know that. But if you want to ask me about your life or ask me about your loved one in spirit, go for it. So all right, so let's get started here. I'm not going in any particular order. So I'm just going to bounce around here. Jackie, will my finances improve? So a couple things. One, I want you to like work on paying attention to where your money's going and kind of, if you can budget yourself a little bit better, that might help some. But I also think that there is a bit of a boost in February. So you might see an increase in income coming in February. That doesn't mean that all your financial problems go away in February. It just means that you have more money flowing in February that can help you to kind of offset some of the financial challenges. Okay. Going over here. Yeah, Mindy. Ferny, in a mediumship I had with you, you mentioned I'd have 3 boys, currently have 2. Do you have any idea with who I'll have the 3rd one with? Recently split with son's father. Thank you. Yeah, as far as like the 3rd child, here's the thing. It either could be you getting pregnant and having a biological 3rd child, or the person you end up with might have a boy as well, which would add to your 3, add to your 3 boys. So that may be what ends up happening. However, it might take a year and a half-ish, maybe a year and 6 months or so before you meet someone that might work for you. The person's name starts with the CR, something like Craig or either Curtis or Craig. It's got like a sound like that. I also think that they are very, I was gonna say swole. I feel like they're very built. I think they work out a lot. They might actually compete in competitions. So look out for someone like that. Okay. Brittany, I'd love to connect with my grandma, Vuck. I think it's V-U-C-K, Vuck. Yeah, so with grandma, it's interesting because I'm almost seeing 2 mother figures in spirit. So I don't know if you have your other grandma also in spirit with you, because I'm getting 2 mother figures. So that would either be 2 moms, 2 mother figures, or 2 grandmother figures, but I'm seeing 2. With the grandma, so she showed me 2 numbers. She has shown me the number 13, so the 13th of a month may be significant, or January 3rd. And then she's also acknowledging the 27th, so the 27th of a month may be significant as well, or February 7th. So she's making reference to that. She also shows me ladybugs, so ladybugs are going to be a sign from her. She's also acknowledging a ring, but then she's almost like messing with it. So I don't know if you have a ring that's connected to grandma that's got damage, or it's bent, or it's got some issues with it, or something's been done with a ring that belonged to her, because I'm almost seeing like this reforming or reshaping kind of situation that she's kind of showing me. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. There might be an image or a picture of her where she's wearing, it's going to sound interesting, wearing a bandana, or she's like helping out with something in the yard and may have a bandana around her face. So there's an interesting image that she might, that she's acknowledging and making reference to. Okay. Vic. Okay, I was like, Vuck. I was like, I wonder if she's trying to get me to say a bad word. I was like, no, it's Vic. Got it. I was like, well, okay. Jessica, hey Ferny, I have been trying to conceive for some time now, and I was wondering, when do you see me conceiving? Go and get your hormones checked. I think you need to get your hormones checked. Specifically, I think you need to get your thyroid checked, which is interesting because I don't know how the thyroid would be involved with the process of getting pregnant. But the thyroid, and then I also would have them check your estrogen levels. So check those things because they may be affecting your system. That may be, it almost feels like in the process of conceiving, when like the sperm is coming together with the egg, and then it's beginning to form, you know, the cell that's necessary for a baby to start to come about, the embryo. I feel like something's missing from that process, where it's almost as if either the what allows for that fusion, or what allows for that to take place, is not happening, or something's going on with the way that the eggs are being like released. There's something off that feels a little like that process that is required to allow for that to occur feels like something's missing. And so it's not that the egg is bad, or that the sperm is bad, is that something's missing with the process, which I think is connected to your hormonal levels. So check that out. I don't know enough about how babies are born from like that like level of the detail, but that's what I'm seeing in my head, is like there's something off like that. With that being said, keep trying. I wouldn't be surprised if you actually have an opportunity to get pregnant within 3 months. So keep trying. Billy Joe. Billy Joe Ellis. Billy Joe didn't get to say goodbye to my daughter and brother. Also, what's wrong with my health? Been sick. Goodbye to my daughter and brother. I'm a little confused with the first part of it. I'm not sure I'm understanding that. But let me go to the health. Been sick a long time. They don't know what's wrong. So check two things. One is check the liver, because I feel like something's going on with the liver and the levels don't feel right. So have them check the levels in your liver, because that might indicate or give them an idea of what's happening there. I also feel that, because I'm seeing the liver as being part of the issue, and your intestines. So check your, which is the digestive system. So the intestines and the liver, because they might see some levels or some numbers that might indicate something else, which might lead them to the cause of the issue. I kind of feel like something that your body is supposed to be producing is not happening, or is just not happening effectively enough to stabilize other aspects of the digestive process. And it almost feels like the body's basically, it may be like your immune system is becoming more sensitive, and it may be reacting to things in your body that are normal, but it's reacting as if it's like a foreign agent. So I feel like something's going on where your system seems to be attacking itself, but also the liver might indicate what's going on, and the intestines might help to understand some of what's going on as well. Okay, check those two things out. Michelle. Michelle. My mom passed in February. Just want to make sure she is okay with loved ones. Miss her so much. Yeah. So the first thing first of all, she's apologizing for the timing of her passing. So there might have been another date of significance right around the timing of her passing because she's making reference to this. She also keeps. It's interesting because that's funny. It's funny. She's got like whenever like you're trying to yell into a crowd and you got the microphone, but it's that big old like teleprompter thing, whatever it is, not teleprompter, but that she's like doing that. She's like, rah, rah, rah. So she's like yelling, trying to get attention. So I don't know if there's actually a memory of her with something like that, or she's actually just doing that to be funny and trying to get me to pay attention to her. She's doing this. So there might be a ring. Actually, there might be 2 rings connected to mom because she's showing me 2 round things, which I'm assuming are rings. So there's a reference to that. She also keeps acknowledging an image of an angel. So I don't know if you have an actual pendant or a piece of jewelry that's angelic or that's a wing, but she's making reference to the image of an angel. So I'm assuming that there's something connected to her in the image of an angel or an actual angel piece. So there's a reference there as well. She's showing me the month of May. So May may also be significant as well because she's showing me my birthday, which is May 6th. So either May or the 5th of a month is significant. She also keeps acknowledging it's funny. You know how like sometimes like people go to like places like Costco or they go to like Sam's and they go around to the different areas to eat like the samples. She's showing me going around and eating the samples. So I don't know if there was like a fun thing I used to do with going and eating the samples, or there was like a special thing of like eating special samples or certain samples. That is a thing that I used to do, but she showed me something like that. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. She also she's funny. Your mama's funny. She's like joking around. She said, they almost didn't let me. Your mama's funny. She's almost being a little bit controversial in the way she said. I didn't even want to say this because like I know a lot of people would find this like insulting, but I'm gonna say it anyways because this is what she's saying. She's like, they almost didn't let me in when I got to the gates of heaven, but then I showed them my passport and they're like, oh, okay, you're a citizen, and they let me in. So she's like making a joke about like citizenship or like her and like not getting in because of her being like a different race or whatever. She's like making a joke, so which is like, okay, girl. So she's doing that. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. She's singing with you. So if y'all had a habit of singing together in the car, it's funny because she comes across like a friend. So it's almost like she's less of a mother and more of a friend is how she wants to relay it. But she's acknowledging that she would sing with you in the car, or having that moment of singing in the car with her. Okay. Look out for stars, because shooting stars or stars are going to be a sign from her. The Amberlin. Hi, Tits. When do you see me getting my own place, and do my guides have any messages for my stupid arse? So I see you getting your own place in a couple months. I'm gonna say January. So I think January you'll end up getting a place. It's interesting because you might actually be prepared. Like, I don't know if you, when you say place, like I automatically assume it's like you mean getting like an apartment or something like that, but I'm actually seeing like a property, like a house. So I don't know, you might either get a really good deal on something and not have to pay anything near to what you thought you were gonna have to pay, or that's what it is, because that's what I'm thinking it is. And I'm thinking it's 2 months because I'm almost wanting to say Merry Christmas. Like, it's like happy holidays. It's part of like the process of like, you know, giving yourself a gift. So that's how I would describe it. Okay. Also, you need to stop being a control freak because they want you to not feel like you have to be in control of everything. Sometimes you have to trust the universe or trust the process, and they will help you. But you have to pay attention and follow the signs or follow the callings. I've been watching manifest. So I'm starting to call everything callings. Like, oh, I have a calling, because I do have callings. But that's how I feel. It's just funny. But listen to the callings because they're going to guide you. The first person that might help you with it, I don't know if it's like you're going to be going through a realtor, but the first person that you might consider like using as like support or help with that, either they get too busy or something may not work out with the timing, and so you might have to like revert to another person who's going to help you with the process. Okay. Oops. Like, where am I going? Stuff Bravo. Hey Ferny, any message from my mom? I miss her so much and I've been having a rough few days. Thank you. Yes, mom. So she is showing me, it's funny because I'm seeing Pina Coladas. You know that song? If you like Pina Colada, I'm hearing that song. So I don't know if there's a joke about that or there's a Pina Colada reference, or Pina Colada, but that's what I'm seeing. So there's a reference there. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. The 26th of a month may be significant because I'm seeing 26 in my head. She also keeps acknowledging a picture of her in a car. It might have been like a car, like, you know how people will go to like a car show, or they'll go and they'll like try out vehicles, and sometimes they'll try out a vehicle that they know they're not going to buy, but they still like want to get it or whatever. It almost feels like there's a picture, an image of her where either you were shopping or she was shopping, and I almost feel like this is a vehicle like that, and there might be a picture of her with this, and it's like a fun picture. So she's almost like acknowledging this image, almost like I have my car, or like I got the one I wanted. So that might be her like thing about having it in heaven. So that's how I would interpret it. She also keeps acknowledging that she might mess with your plumbing or your with water. So if you have weird plumbing issues starting to happen, not weird like a breaking pipe. I don't think your mom's gonna break your pipe, but I mean like turning on the faucet or finding water that's like on when it shouldn't be on, or the toilet flushing itself. Have an experience that might be like, what the hell? And then she's just acknowledging she might mess with your water. So there's a reference to that. Either that or you just had something happen like today or yesterday with your plumbing, and she's acknowledging she knows what you're doing, which that's how the other way I would interpret that. She also keeps thank you. Bingo, bingo was his name. Yeah. And bingo was it? Yeah, bingo. So she's having me sing the bingo song. So either I don't know if she was into bingo, or there's a special bingo thing, or she just liked the song, but she's singing that for me. So there's a reference there as well. She's also doing this, so there might be a necklace that's connected to her as well. Okay. Yeah, so from South Africa, I'd like to know if I'm with the right person. Her name is Tashepi. We love each other, but we tend to fight a lot. Are we meant for each other? When it comes to like the idea of like, are you meant for each other? I don't care for people who maintain the idea in their head that there's only like one person you're meant to be with. I don't believe in that. I know better than that. And I've seen enough of it in the world that I know there's plenty of opportunities for people to have what they're looking for or what they would desire and experience. With this individual, I feel like it can work as far as relationship is concerned. However, I almost feel as if she might be struggling with some emotional, mental changes in her mindset that might make it a little harder to kind of agree, even when you're just trying to like work things out or just be okay. Like she might not always respond or react in the way that would be beneficial for the relationship. I also feel like there might be a lot of unrealistic expectations or pressures that she might have that she's going to have to work through. At the same time, I kind of feel like you may sometimes try too hard to accommodate or to like make peace when you kind of need to stand your ground. So what I would say is it could work if you wanted to. However, as of right now, if you were to ask me honestly if y'all were going to stay together, I'm not thinking you will stay together past next summer, just because I feel like you might hit a limit as to what you're willing to put up with. So it may just continue to be a challenge. Doesn't mean you can't work past that. I'm just not thinking it will, or that you will. Okay. What I'm thinking is that you'll end up with someone whose name is like it sounds like a Maya. It's like a Maya or Mia sounding name. It's like the first part of the name is Mia or Maya, that you might meet through a school. So this person either works at a school or they have associations or connections through a school and may work with your current girlfriend. Give it a go and see if you can. Jessica. Hi, Ferny. My cat is in kidney failure. Will he be okay? So as I have two cats who are having kidney issues because they're older. They're like, 15 years. So they've been with me for 15 years. That's how old they are. So I completely understand and can connect with what you're struggling with that. Here's what I'm going to say. I keep seeing the number 2.5 to 3. So for me, that would indicate, I'm thinking that means 2.5 months, maybe 3 months, or I'm not thinking it means 2.5 years or 3 years left. I'm thinking it's 2.5 months or 3 months where there may be additional challenges, or your cat may hit the limit where they can't really do much more, and then you may have to make some decisions. So just be prepared for that. Just be prepared for that. Because I'm thinking it's 2.5 months, 2.5 to 3 months. So it's the same thing with my cats. I'm like, I know that they're getting closer and closer, and I'm just like, oh, and like. And I love people. So when it comes to like people, like family and like people, not like the world. I always love people, but you know what I mean, people. But I understand what you're going through. I completely understand. Let's bring somebody on, shall we? Let's see. It's got 30 minutes left, so I want to bring some people on. All right. Mm-hmm. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you
I'm
doing?
doing good. How are you?
I'm good. What do you want to ask me about?
I had three last year. I had about three people pass, a
Mm-hmm.
uncle, a cousin, and an auntie. I want to know if any one of them have or is coming through.
Mm-hmm. With your auntie, is this your mom's sister?
Yes.
Okay. Is she the older one, your auntie?
Yes, she is.
Okay. So, so first of all, she's funny. Do you know she could be a little crazy? Your auntie?
Oh, yes.
Okay, because she's like, what the hell's going on since I left? Like, she's like
Yeah.
really wanting to like everybody. She's like, what the hell's going on since I left? It's like ever since I left, everything is just a mess. So
Oh, yeah.
she's like going off. So she's like coming across in that way. Do you know she could be that
Oh,
way?
I can hear her now.
Okay, because she's like wanting to have it, and she's like wanting to make sure that people know that she can see everything that is going on. So she's like, I don't know why people. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
She said the foolery that people get away with is how she puts it. I'm like, okay.
That is so.
Okay, first of all, she's talking about a situation, and I feel like she just wants to gossip, but she's talking about a situation where there's a female who either was involved with one person and may have ended up having another relationship, possibly either getting pregnant or something going awry in that way, but still being with the first person, and then there being a little bit of like confusion or not always 100% saying what's happened or what went on. Do you know of something like that in the family?
No.
It's like if someone says like, oh, they tell someone like this person, they said, oh, this person's your father, but it's actually not the person's father.
I want to say yes.
Okay. Well, remember that I said that because she's like completely like revealing this whole situation that's gone on. So she's like putting that out there. So I'm gonna leave that with you because if other people are watching this, I don't want you to get in trouble. But just FYI. She also keeps acknowledging you. Do you know if there's a significance to the month of September or the number 9?
Yeah.
Okay. She also keeps acknowledging a reddish maroonish colored car. Do you know if she had or she drove a reddish or maroonish colored car, or if y'all got one recently?
I don't know the color car. She didn't. She couldn't drive for a minute.
Okay. Because she's showing me a reddish maroonish colored car that almost looks like a Lincoln Town car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll leave that with you because she's showing me an image of a memory from my family, so that's where I'm getting that from. So it's a Lincoln Town car or it's a reddish maroonish colored car.
Okay.
This is making references. Either she had a vehicle like this at some point in her life, or someone just got one that is connected to her. So she's acknowledging this. She also says there's 3 babies with her. Do you know of 3 babies that were miscarried or terminated?
3 babies. I do know. Yeah.
Okay. She also keeps acknowledging. Thank you. Do you know if there's a Harriet or Henrietta name?
No.
Okay.
My mom
Remember that
probably
I said
do.
that. It's a Harriet or Henrietta sounding name. It's a female. It sounds like a male name, but it's a female version of it. But it's got an H sounding to it. So there's a reference to that. So there's a connection to that in the family. Okay.
Okay.
She also keeps, thank you, Boba or Bobby. Thank you. Is there also a nickname or a reference to someone in the family with a Boba or Bobby nickname?
No, not that I know.
It's like Bubby, Bobo, Boo Boo. It's got a Bubba, Boo Boo sounding name. So she's referencing something like that.
I think it is. My mom will probably know.
Okay. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Did y'all move since her passing?
I not on my mom. Oh man, I have somebody that has moved. Not my mom, but somebody has moved. Her sister.
Okay. Do you know if with that move it created a little bit of distance within the family? Or it changed yeah, she's talking about the distance in the family. So do you know if there's a little more distance in the family now or it's a little harder to come together?
It, I don't know if it's because of the move, but it is a little bit harder.
Okay. So I feel like do y'all suspect that with the other sister, if there are people in her family, in her life or in her family who are affecting her or influencing her?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Your auntie knows like everybody's business, so I think she's just trying to come on here and spill like the beans and like talk about people. She did come in a dream, so to tell your mom that she did show up in a dream and she was just trying to say hello, but she was also trying to tell her that she was still with her and that she loved her. She's also apologizing because sometimes she could really like dig in, and your mom might have sometimes felt bad or felt sensitive.
Oh
Do you
yeah,
understand that?
yeah.
Because she's calling your mom sensitive,
My
so I was
mom
like,
is
okay.
very
So
sensitive.
okay, because she's like, yeah, she's with y'all. She's got the cousin. Actually, there's two cousins. Do you have two cousins who are passed?
I have one that I know of that has. Well, yeah. I have two cousins that has. Yeah.
Okay, because she says the two cousins are with her, so she's acknowledging the two cousins. She also showed me a picture, and this might even be connected to one of the cousins. The picture where someone took the image of the person and put wings on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're acknowledging. They're all together, sweetheart. They're with you, sweetheart. They're all together. By the way, the light going off and on or the bulb burning out when y'all are talking about them, that's them.
That's good.
Okay. All right, sweetheart. Well, you take care of yourself and tell your mom about the other details so she can hopefully validate some of what your auntie was saying.
I sure will. I thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Well, you take care of yourself, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome, baby girl. Bye-bye. All right, going to the next person. Oh, this is my jam. This is my jam. Let's see. Let's go here. Five, four, three, two, one. All right, let's try somebody else. Let's see. By the way, guys, if you want to get chosen, you have to go down to the camera right here on Instagram and pick the little like camera with the cross and then click it and you can request to be a guest. That way I can see you. Because if not, when I go to the list of seeing who requested, that's where it shows me the name. So don't worry, guys, on Facebook. I'm still going to come back to you before I get off here. But all the video camera stuff has to be like on Instagram until they they make everything together or put everything into the same program, which is never going to happen. Right? Never going to happen. Oh, that she wants. Let's go here. Let's see.
Hola.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing? Can you see me? I can
Yeah,
see
I can see
something.
you, but I look crazy right now, so.
Oh, that's okay. No worries. You're fine. You're fine. What What do you want to ask me about?
Actually, I had two questions, but I also actually have my 9-year-old daughter right here, and she's been
Mm-hmm.
trying to connect with her uncle that passed away a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And she
Quick question with the uncle. It's interesting because he's showing me. I almost feel like I'm playing pool. Do you know if you like to play pool?
I'm not sure. Did you like?
Okay, because I'm seeing these little like balls. I'm assuming they're either like pool or they're like special like
He
balls that are like
he used
connected.
to collect a lot of figurines and stuff.
This is either no. This would have to do with like round balls because I'm seeing these round balls and multiples,
Okay.
and it's almost like there's several. But it's almost reminds me of like when you like playing pool and like you're playing with the game. So there's a reference to that. Either that, yeah, I would assume that's either that,
Mhm.
or he's acknowledging a game that he played with a stick and a ball
Yeah,
that is connected.
yeah,
Okay, because he showed me something like that. He also keeps showing me a hat. Do you know if she has a hat or y'all have a hat that belong to
yeah.
you?
She has
Okay,
that
because he knows.
Astros hat.
Perfect. Got it. He also keeps acknowledging the stuffed animal or the little like fluffy thing. Do you know if y'all have a stuffed animal or there's a stuffed dog that's connected to him?
Yes, the
Okay, got it. He also keeps acknowledging thank you. He's showing me the number 4 or 14. Do you know if the 14th of a month is significant?
Her birthday's coming up November 10th, and she's turning
Mm-mm.
9. The 46th.
No, this is the 4th or the I'm thinking it's the 4th or the 14th. So either the 4th of a
He
month is
passed.
significant.
He passed away, I believe, in April.
Okay, perfect. So I was gonna say it was either the month of April or the 4th or 14th of a month. Got it. So he's acknowledging that. He also keeps Junior and it's funny, Junior and JR. Is there a Junior and a JR?
His nephew, I believe her brother is a junior, I believe.
Okay. And then do you know if someone else went by JR in the family
I think
or by Jerry?
I think one of her brothers.
Okay. So he's acknowledging that as well. He also keeps thank you. He also keeps acknowledging show me a tattoo. Do you know if there's plans to get a tattoo in his honor?
I believe her dad did.
Okay. Do you know if it's a name or there's going to be a name attached to it?
I'm not sure, but his brother, which they're like twins. His brother's doing 37 years in jail, so um I'm not sure.
That's okay. I'll leave that with you, but I'm seeing a name, and it's kind of a name that's like, it's odd because it's kind of like a shape like a snake, but I don't think it's a snake. I'm thinking it's just a name that's kind of shaped in an interesting way
Yeah.
because that's how he's showing it to me.
Okay.
Thank you. He also, Kiko or, Kiki or Kiko. Do you know there's a Kiko or Kiki also reference?
Do you know Kiki? No, no.
There's either a pet or an animal that I'm thinking this is applying to.
It's a dog.
I have no idea. I'm
She's
only
saying
seeing the name.
it's a dog.
Okay, so he's acknowledging that. Do you know if the dog's been acting funny or has been acting weird whenever the dog's around?
I'm not sure. I
Where
don't.
he's going up to the wall and he's like staring as if something is right up against the wall?
Okay, not sure.
I'll leave that with you as well. He came in a dream, so he actually tried to let her know that he was with her when she was dreaming. So to let her know that that was him coming around. But he's okay. He's with y'all. He kind of blames himself. Do you know?
From what I know, it was something with his heart. He was very young still.
Well, he's blaming himself because he said that he says he wasn't taking care of himself, but he also says that he took something that just made his body go crazy.
Okay.
So he's making me feel as if he took something or drank something that made his body go crazy, but he also said he wasn't taking care of himself. So there was like, it wasn't going to take too much for this to start to happen. He is also making me feel as if there might have been a clotting event that was similar to this.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
And
yeah, he's okay. And there's a woman that's with him that I want to say is like a grandmother figure. So is your grandma passed? Your mom's mama?
did your grandma passed away? No.
No, your mama.
Oh, my mom.
Your mom's mom.
My
Yeah, your grandma. Your mom's mom.
My mom's mom. Yes.
Okay. Did she live in a different like city or country?
Yes. My mom. My grandma's used to live in El Salvador.
Okay. Did you not get a chance to really spend a lot of time with her towards the end of her life?
No,
Because she's
I got to
apologist.
I got to speak to her about 3 months before she passed away. It was my first time actually hearing her voice.
Got it. Because she's acknowledging not having that opportunity to spend a lot of time with her. And even though you got a chance to speak to her, she's apologizing for not having had the opportunity to really spend time with her and do more with her in her life. So she's acknowledging that. It's just funny. Do people say you look a lot like your mom?
Yes.
Says you look like, you're like, oh, she's
Everybody
doing this, like,
says
So she's like making fun of it, and she's like, good. She's almost like it's a joke, and at the
yeah.
same time, and she's almost like, oh, like you. So
Yeah.
it's almost like she's making fun of your mom, but at the same time, she's acknowledging that you look just like her. So she's just making reference to that.
Okay.
They're with you, sweetheart.
I had one more. If two, I had a friend that passed away over like 2 weeks ago. They said she overdosed.
Don't tell me too much. Don't tell me too much. Yeah, don't tell me too much. Um, did they label this as like an accidental suicide?
I know she had a drug habit for a very long time, very, very long time.
Because you're showing me a paper and it says accidental on there, but I don't feel like it was accidental. I feel like this was actually intentional. But I almost feel like this is not the first time this has happened.
Yeah.
Do you know if she had prior incidents, like
Yes.
2 or 3 separate prior incidents?
Yes.
Okay.
She had.
She's acknowledging that. She's also apologizing for the timing of when this happened. So this might have happened around someone's birthday or around like some sort of special day.
Yes.
Because she's apologizing for when this happened. But she also says this was kind of an incident, like intentional. So she makes me feel like she just knew that she was taking the risk and she could die, and she said she didn't care, and she just did it. So that's the way she's making me feel. Even if people think that this might have been accidental or she didn't mean to, she's not acting that way. She's like, no, she knew that this was going to be enough to do it. And so it was all, she's a little loca because she's like all over the place. Could she be a little scatterbrained or have like ADD?
Yes.
Yeah. She's like, she's like all over the place. She's fine. She's okay, sweetheart. She's with God. She says to people that she's with God and she's okay.
And just one more, only because his mom just recently called me right before I got on your live. And I grew up with him, and she just notified me that I had lost contact with him, and she told me that, which I grew up with him, that he committed suicide. And I didn't know about this, and she called me earlier to tell me. She finally got.
Are you talking about the uncle?
No. A friend that I grew up with. We used to live together when we were young. His name was Dylan.
Yeah. Do you know if he actually was going through a breakup and then he was also having some legal and financial issues happening at the same time?
He was having a breakup.
Yeah. He makes me feel like he was suffering from that, but then there was already legal and financial issues that were either were part of that or were just coming up at the same time that were going to make it really hard for him. He just wasn't thinking. Do y'all know if he was drunk or he was under the influence when he did this?
No, we don't know. We just know that he went to her job and seen her with another guy.
Yeah. He makes me feel like he wasn't in his right state of mind when he did this, but he also makes me feel like he was under the influence because he couldn't do it without being numb in some way. So he kind of planned this as well, but he wants to apologize to her because he says that he now understands that he didn't mean to have to put her through this because this is going to follow her for the rest of her life. So he's just acknowledging that, but he is also okay. But he's apologizing for that also. There's a baby with him, so there may be a baby connected to them that's also in spirit that was miscarried, lost, or terminated. But he's okay.
Okay.
Sweetheart. All right, Mom. Well, let me go because they're going to kill me. They're already like,
okay.
Thank
you so much.
Right.
Thank
Bye,
you.
sweetheart.
Okay.
All right, going over here. Let's go next. See who's next. Go.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Everybody's like in the dark today.
I know I'm in the car driving, but I'm so excited you picked me.
Oh, that's okay. No worries. What do you want to ask me about?
So I want to do a love reading. I'm a little lost with my
Well,
love
so
life.
yeah. So what do you mean by love reading? Like, be specific with your question.
Well, like,
Like, what do you want to know?
okay, so I want to know if I'm going to get married, if I'm going to have my own biological kids.
Yeah. What's your current age right now?
38.
Okay. So yes to biological kids, but it may take some time. I do think you probably need to check one of your ovaries because one of your ovaries feels a little bit off or something's like not typical with one of your ovaries. So that might add to a challenge with conceiving or with getting pregnant when you're ready. But I am seeing babies for you. I want to say that I see a child for you at least at 36 or 37. So I do think you will have children. I want to say there actually will be two, but I'm going to say you are going to have your own biological child. So that's the baby part. And what was the other question about relationship? If you're going to get married?
About getting married. I'm in a relationship right
2
now,
years.
but I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm going to stay in that relationship.
2 years. I see you getting married in 2 years. So either you're going to end up taking it to the next level with the person you're with now, or someone's going to come into the picture by next summer who is going to kind of sweep you off your feet, and then you're going to rush to the altar. Because it happens really fast. So, yeah. The person that you're with now, were they previously married before or in a engagement before?
No, he wasn't. No, he's not engaged. I mean, he has kids, but he wasn't married.
Okay. So I'm going to say that I'm not 100% feeling confident that it's the person you're with now, but I'm still seeing like a really solid connection for you by next summer. So either he's going to turn things around to kind of get you on board solidly by next summer, or someone's coming in by next summer who's going to kind of sweep you off your feet.
Okay, that's exciting.
Okay. And on, I'm seeing the name. It sounds like Antoine.
Antoine?
That's not the person you're with, right?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that it might be somebody else. So just FYI, look out for that name because it might end up being somebody else.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Well, you take care of yourself. Be careful driving. Keep your eyes on the road.
I will.
You have a good
Thank
night.
you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome, darling. Bye-bye. All right, so going to the next person. It's always funny when I'm like I'm not gonna thinking it's gonna be the person you're with. So let's see. Here we go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's go to somebody else then. Let's see. Oh my God, it's my song. It's the Backstreet Boys. It's my song. Like every song is my song, but I'm leaving my life. I even remember like the moves of the song. Like I remember like the dance moves to like that's how like 90s child like I was with the Backstreet Boys. They were the first concert I ever went to, y'all. Very first. They were the last concert I've actually gone to as well. Because I've only done like the Backstreet Boys, and there was another group in between there somewhere, and then the Backstreet Boys again. Like when they first started and they were super hot and popular and they filled the whole stadiums, and then when they were just filling like small venues, like that's I like yeah. Kevin was always my favorite. Okay, let's see. Let's go here. Let's try this person. BSB. Yeah, Roxy, my former assistant Roxy, she and I like went to, yeah. My partner and I were talking about that, like Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC. I still prefer like the Backstreet Boys just because I felt like I've connected more with their music. So, hi, I'm going to like a complete like Backstreet Boys like tour in my head. How you doing, sweetheart?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. What do you want to ask me about?
So, about my mother, and a few days ago, I do my schoolwork and work in my shed outside, and when I walked out, there was a gray and white feather on my welcome mat. And so I didn't know if it was possibly a sign from her and if she had any messages for me, because I
Yeah.
miss her tons. So
Yeah. So yes to the feather. You're gonna see that one, and then there's also gonna be a pure white one that you'll also end up with as well. So look out for the pure white one also, because she says she's gonna send you a pure white one just so that you can be sure it is coming from her.
okay.
So just FYI with that. She's showing me a picture. It's interesting because I'm almost seeing like something on the wall, and it almost I feel like I'm seeing something artistic, and I'm seeing deers or like a field or meadow. Do you know if there's a picture or an image or portrait that has like this meadow scene that is artistic in nature that's connected?
My mom and dad had a picture of like deers in a field at their house. So maybe something
Okay.
like that.
Her heaven looks like this. So she says heaven looks like this for her.
Oh
So
wow.
that you can, yeah, so that's what it looks like to her. She's also shown me a chair. Do you know if there was a special chair that she had?
Just a recliner that we had gotten
Okay.
her.
It's interesting because she's acknowledging a chair, and then she's showing me like a burn mark or like a singed like thing. Do you know if something happened where someone singed her chair, or there was like an incident where there was a burn mark in the chair?
Not that I know of off
Okay,
the
just
top of my
remember that I said
head.
that because I was seeing like a chair, and then she's like burning a hole in it. I'm like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And so she's like showing me something like this. So just it's okay. Remember that I said that. She also keeps it going. No, there's something there that I'm missing. This. There's something more to it. No, this is not like a recliner, like a cushion. This is like something that is actually wooden, that is singed, or that is like used, like you use like heat to burn into it or to make designs. Do you know there's something also wooden that is connected to mom that is similar to like a chair that has all of those like inscriptions or the carving?
I mean, she had, bedroom furniture that had, like it almost looks like leaves.
That's
No.
not it. This looks like it's either a box or it's something wooden. It might have a chair on it, but it's still like it's been carved, but there's like it's like singed with like burns. So there's something like this, and it's intentionally supposed to look like this.
Okay.
So there's something like that she's showing me. I'm not sure what she is acknowledging, other than it's just a box or something like this. So
Okay.
to look out for this, because when I was going with the chair, I was gonna let that go, and then she like brought it back and like was like repeating it. So when they do that, I'm like, okay, I'm missing it. I'm missing what she's trying to tell me. So just remember that I said that. She's showing me 2 necklaces. You know, there are 2 necklaces that are connected to mom.
So I wear this that has her ashes in it. It's got a rose because she loved yellow roses. But I like this is not, this is my necklace. I don't have one of hers.
Yeah. That's okay. She showed me 2 necklaces. So either there are 2 necklaces that are connected or have significance, or there's 2 chains. But she's showing me this. Now I'm assuming that that's going to be one of them. But
Okay.
she still said 2. So there's still another one that she's trying to acknowledge or make
Well,
reference
so
to.
my sister-in-law, when she passed, got us, my sister and I, necklaces with her thumbprint on it. So maybe it's
Perfect.
because those are the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's probably what she's acknowledging or referring to. Your mom also keeps it. Thank you. Candace or Cindy or Candace. It's like a C-I or C-A-N sounding name. Do you know if there's a Sin or Candy sounding name reference?
Not off the top of my head.
That's okay. I remember that I said that because there's someone in spirit with that name. It's like Candace or Cindy. It's like a C-I or C-A-N sounding name because I'm getting that C-N connection.
Okay.
So there's a reference to that as well. She's also acknowledging breast cancer. So either there's a breast cancer connection to this name or there's a breast cancer connection to one of them because they're making reference to a breast cancer situation. They're also acknowledging, thank you. Do you have a picture of your mom with a crown on her head?
Not with a crown.
She's showing me an image. There's something on her head that's spiky. It almost reminds me of a crown. So this is either like a getup or this is. Do you have a daughter?
No.
Okay. There's a young girl in this picture, so I'm trying to figure out what this is connected to. Cynthia, Cindy, what? Okay, hold on. I want to make sure that there's not somebody else trying to like through the conversation, because something feels a little bit different. And usually I assume this is somebody else trying to get into the conversation. So I've got a female who is acknowledging breast cancer. She's showing me the name that is very similar to like Cindy or Cynthia, or it's a CN sounding name. She's showing me an image. There's a young girl in this picture. She's showing me a picture of her with a crown on her head. So either she participated in like pageants, or this young girl participated in pageants that is connected to this female. But she's showing me something like that. She also keeps talking about videos and someone competing. So there's definitely this competitive like thing that they want to acknowledge or make reference to. Do you know anyone that has a connection to children competing in pageants or doing this whole pageant get up?
Mm-mm.
Okay. That's okay. I'm going to leave that with you. I'm going to
Okay.
assume it's for you, unless somebody else who's watching this connects to, but I'm going to assume that's connected to you. So I'll leave that with you. But this female, again, there's like this breast cancer type thing that's connected to this individual.
Okay.
Okay, let me see if I can reconnect with mom's energy and see if I can get her coming back in. Did y'all donate money in mom's honor?
So when she passed, it was either flowers or donations to the American Cancer Society. Because it was during, when COVID first started. It was June of 2020, so a lot of people weren't able to come, so they did donate to the.
Got it.
Yeah.
She's acknowledging this. She thought she was going to beat this. So do you know she was trying to stay very positive and just like focus on like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, because she says she thought she was going to be able to beat this.
Well, at the very end, we were told it was terminal. But even at that point, she opted to do 5 rounds of radiation for quality of life.
Yeah.
But
She was
was
ready. She was not going to give up. She was like, I'm going to beat this, because she was very intent on making it to being alive and to being with you. So she says she was intending to beat this. She
was diagnosed in 2000, given 6 months to live, and lived until 2020.
She was diagnosed when?
In 2008, and was given 6 months to live. And she was a miracle.
Wow. Okay. Because she was like intent. She was not going to go anywhere. So she just makes me feel this way. She also keeps acknowledging the 2 different forms. Was it originally assessed as one form of cancer, and then it ended up being a different version or different kind of it?
It was 2 types of thyroid, one enveloped into the other. And the most aggressive that you're given 6 months and you don't see your diagnosis date.
Yeah, so she's acknowledging this. She also keeps acknowledging the month of May. Do you know if May or the 5th of a month is also significant?
Not off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I'm seeing spring, and I'm automatically going to my birthday, which is May. So she's showing me the month of May, or the 5th of a month as being significant. It's either the 5th or the 15th, but there's a reference there because she's acknowledging that. She also keeps she also keeps acknowledging she's going to give you a charm. So look out for an extra charm, because she's going to send you one to complete your collection. So she's acknowledging this. She says, you don't have to buy it. I'm going to gift it to you. So you might have a very unique experience where having something literally show up out of nowhere, and it's a charm that you can add to your necklace. So she's acknowledging something.
So for my birthday, my husband got me an angel charm. My birthday was this month. Could that be what she's referencing? So he wrote a note from my mom saying, for you.
That's
okay.
She's giving you a charm. So yeah, that's it. Because she's like, I'm going to give her a charm. I'm like, okay. She's already given it to you. So she's acknowledging she's gifting you the charm. She says it's from her. She also says to tell your significant other, she's like, I guess I owe you now. So she's almost like joking around and acknowledging that. And she says, I've got to thank you. Jeffrey or Jeff? Do you know there's a Jeffrey or Jeff name connection?
Yep. My cousin is Jeffrey.
Okay, she's acknowledging them. She's also acknowledging, thank you. Lois or Lewis also. So do you know there's a Lois or a Lewis connection?
I don't know that one.
Okay, they'll remember. She brought it up with Jeff, so it might tie into Jeff. But there's a reference to Lois or Lewis or Louise sounding name, because she's making a reference to this other L name. So she's acknowledging that as well. She's also acknowledging, she's showing me I Love Lucy. Do you know if your mom liked I Love Lucy, or if there's a reference to red hair?
She and her mother, my grandmother, that passed away when I was only 9. Do you happen to
Okay. So
feel her at all, or sense anything from
well,
her?
this is here's what I'm thinking, because she just brought up that L name and then she brought up I Love Lucy. So
Lucy's, yeah.
either I'm misinterpreting it, or she's referring to the Lucille or Lucy name, and I
Okay.
misinterpreted it. But there's a reference there because she's acknowledging that. She's also talking about the. Do you know if one of them had a lot of different aprons or a collection of aprons?
Not that my grandmother could have, but I don't know.
Okay, because she's showing me an image of her, and I'm feeling like I'm seeing 2 or 3 different versions of the aprons. And it's almost like these are aprons that you would put on when it's like a special holiday or a special event.
Okay.
And so it's like there's a Christmas apron, and then there's like an Easter apron. So she's showing me pictures of her with these different aprons on them. What I would say is, with your grandma, look and see if there are images of her with these different aprons for different occasions.
So I do feel like I can almost see the picture now. She's holding me and is wearing like a checkered, almost yellow and white checkered apron.
Okay, because she's acknowledging like the special apron and the significance of the special apron. So I would look and see if there are other pictures of her with all these special aprons. She's also showing me the garden of flowers. Do you know if you started a garden, or there's going to be a garden or something put in a garden that is dedicated to one of them?
No, I mean, I go out. So my mom's urn is buried with her parents. So I always go and do, like, I put out fake flowers, at the cemetery, but we don't have an garden.
Because I'm seeing stones in a garden, so I'm trying to figure out where she's going with this. So she's showing me stones in a garden. So either stones is the connection, or there's stones in a garden, or something being, no, it's not that. This is like dedicating a rock or a brick or a stone in a garden. So she's showing me something like this. Do you know if someone donated or put a stone in a garden and dedicated it to her?
Not that I'm aware of, but I mean, it's possible.
I'll leave that with you. And it feels like a unique, because the way she's drawing it is like a sundial. So it's a very unique stone that has a very sundial, or it's an actual sun stone. Okay. But she's showing me something like this. So just to remember that I said that.
Okay.
With you, sweetheart. You might have heard her, because she said she was trying to speak to you, and you might have actually heard her voice. So do you remember having an experience like that?
No, the only thing is sometimes I feel like I feel this, but like something might be in my hair. Yeah. Is what I have felt, but not. And in my dream, I don't. Almost like her back is to me, or like I can't connect with her. Like I try.
No, this is different. This is a physical, audible voice of hers, because I can hear her saying, "Hi, sweetheart." Like I can hear her saying this. Do you know if there's a recording of her saying hello?
So I do have a recording. I had her make a video for me at the end. And then my friend had it put in a stuffed animal so that I could replay it.
You can literally hear her voice.
Yes.
She's like, no, she can hear my voice. I'm like, okay. Yeah. She's like talking about her voice. She's literally talking about hearing her voice. This is what she's talking about. Okay. She's okay, sweetheart. She's with you, sweetheart.
Do you mind? Can I ask you one thing, just because of the thyroid cancer? My doctor is saying that I have going with my thyroid. So I just want to see what you're feeling with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are there nodules? You said there are nodules in your thyroid? Yeah. Are there 2 of them?
There's multiple that I don't have an exact number, but
here's what I'm going to say. The way that I feel, I'm like kind of switching gears because I'm going into the psychic mind. I do feel you are going to have to take a step to reduce the risk in a couple of years, but it's not to the extent that what your mom would have gone through, or even anything cancer related. It almost just feels like taking a step to protect yourself and having something removed and checked, and then it's fine. So I'm thinking you will not have to deal with the same situation your mom had to deal with, but you're still going to take steps just to make sure that it doesn't turn into something else.
Okay.
Okay. You may also have an iodine deficiency, or iodine levels are off, which might be contributing to some of the issues with the thyroid.
Okay. Iodine. Okay.
Have you been feeling really tired or exhausted, and it's like taking more? Yeah.
All the time.
Get your thyroid. You're already getting your thyroid check, but check your iodine levels, because it feels like there's a deficiency that's happening there.
Okay. Yeah, and that's kind of what prompted me to go into, on top of the and I when I told her before I knew about the nodules, I said I'm just exhausted all the time. So
yeah. Yeah, there's a deficiency. I don't feel like your thyroid has what it needs to function properly. So the hormonal levels are just like kaputting. So you might even have to go on a supplemental type of like thing that will help to regulate some of that. But I don't think you're going to have to deal with the same issue.
Okay. She's good.
Right. She's good. She's with you, sweetheart.
Okay.
She's writing, so you might even be writing her letters still, because she's getting them.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome,
Okay.
darling. You take care of
You
yourself.
too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, so let me jump. I'm doing a couple because we're past our time. So, all right, I'm done. I'm done, guys. All right, guys, I love you all. I will be back on Friday for our next live, okay? I will talk to you all then. I'll be back in a few minutes because we're doing our study group. So in case those of you who come back on in a few minutes, it's not readings anymore. It's going to be study group. So love you all, and I will see you on Friday.